most violent year is set in, the year 1981.
I mean, we are coming out of Charlie's Angels and into Dynasty.
It is the era of Flashdance.
Joan Collins, like Linda Evans era.
We remember what came through in the popular culture. That was you couldn't get a shoulder high enough.
Mall fashion and bright sportswear.
With a period film like this, it becomes even more important that the movie not just become the hits of the era. You sort of had people culturally leaving the 70s behind. It was a really beautiful kind of transition time for fashion and art and culture and music.
I'm friends with Roberto Armani. Mr. Armani was on the cover of Time magazine at that time. He was such a huge designer. They invited us to the archives in Milan. It was an incredible experience to be able to go through and create Anna's wardrobe.
We managed to come with a really great look of a woman who was very interested in a specific designer.
Anna's a woman who is power hungry, and 1981's a man's world. Her way of gaining power is to present herself as this force to be reckoned with.
We're talking about a moment when a lot of women were entering the workforce. They wanted to be taken seriously in their jobs.
As sexual as it was in the 70s, by the time they got to the 80s, it was really about finding power and who they were. So that's where really the power suit came from.
She's a person who is really striving to be a part of this kind of American dream. She's recreating what she thinks that sort of success is.
Armani put that very strong, powerful woman that was all about that wide belt with the cinched waist, with the strong shoulder. The idea of you walked in looking like basically you owned the world.
It's not a brick through a car window. This is your kid playing with a loaded gun.
If you want to talk about one color that was signature of the 80s, I'm going to say it was beige. Tan and camel and all those colors. When you see Oscar Isaac wearing a camel coat, he was wearing that everywhere because that was the color that men were gravitating towards.
All of Abel's suits were handmade, and it was very integral to playing this character. Presentation is everything to him, and so he wears these suits as suits of armor.
Everything about what we're wearing is how we want to present to the world, and sometimes what we're presenting to the world is opposite to how we really are, and I felt that was definitely true with Anna.
When it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump.
It isn't just what they're wearing, it's who that woman is. And there's so many things that go into that. I loved Jessica's character in the bathrobe coat. I loved her in the silk blouses, which is such a carryover from the 70s, but then when worn with a pencil skirt and heels, takes it to the 80s. Even when she was wearing jeans and a shirt and lying on a sofa, it was so definitive of that era.
You know, I work with all my actors to build who these characters are, and we built out these fun costume elements and story elements, just working with them and kind of building exactly who these people are. It was a wonderful experience.